Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Here, so that's an essential part of our Krishna conscious philosophy, and our philosophy is so extreme. It's the opposite of everything that everyone thinks in the material world. Everyone thinks it's good to have money. It's good to have a nice car. It's good to be rich. It's good to be famous. It's good. This is good. None of that is good. It's not good. Is good karma or bad karma? All karma is bad because karma, any kind of karma, one of the downfalls of uh, good karma, being in the mode of goodness, in the Bhagavad Gita, is that you become conditioned, you become a little bit happy. You have some good karma. You have because you're, a fairly so-called good person, religious, or do welfare activities for other living entities. So it's good by material standards. So your life, you get some good reaction for that. You're okay in the material world, and so and you're a little bit happy. You're a little bit free from the ordinary distresses of people in the modes of passion and ignorance. The mode of ignorance is nothing but pain and anxiety, and the mode of passion, there's a little bit, there's some sense gratification there, but some sort of feeling that I'm okay in the material world, but you're not okay in the mode of passion. The mode of passion is also um, not good. You can't be peaceful in the mode of passion. By definition, the mode of passion means that your mind is just, I want this, I want that, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to go here, I got to go there, I got to this, I got to do it's that. Like by definition, the mode of passion, you're not peaceful, and the mode of goodness, you're a little bit okay in the material sense, and it's better to be act in the mode of goodness than it is in the mode of passion or ignorance, because at least from the mode of goodness, you have a chance to be involved in some religious activities and possibly gain the association of a great soul, and from there be elevated into pure goodness or transcendental life. But anyway, the disqualification of the mode of goodness is Bhagavad Gita. You become conditioned by a sense of uh, being okay or a little bit of happiness. So you think, well, it's okay here. I got it. All right. I mean, it's not so bad. But that's bad. If you think it's not so bad, that's bad. It's like, Prabhupada always gives the example of first class, second class, third class prisoners in the, like some people like corporate thieves or politicians who get caught, or rich people. Sometimes they get put in they call in, I've never seen one, but the country club prison, they call them country club prison. And so you're still, it's not a, like it's a secure place, but you have a lot of freedom there and a little bit of sense gratification. But if you're in like a high security prison, and or especially if you're in if you're in many countries in the world, and I'm sure they're here in the United States too, but maybe more secret. But you can be in some prisons and it's nothing but beating, torture, and starvation, solitary confinement, and it's really, really bad. And but anyway, first class, second class, or third class prisoner, you're still in prison. You're still not free. So there's no, yeah. So in the mode of goodness, you're like a first class prisoner. You get more sense gratification. You get more, relatively speaking, more freedom in those mode of passion and ignorance. But you're still a prisoner. So the only good thing is to get out of the prison, and that's only for the devotees. The good karma or bad karma, it's all bad karma. Any karma is bad because it keeps you taking birth after birth in the material world. Prabhupada gives a story of wet stool, dry stool. And the wet stool is cow dung is put on the wall of the house to dry, and he's looking at the dry stool that was put up there the day before, a couple of days before, and he's going into the fire. So the wet stool is laughing at the dry stool being burnt in the fire, and think, look at him, he's being burnt. But he doesn't know that the next day he'll be the one going in the fire. So yeah, so that's the example of for so-called fortunate position in the material world and an unfortunate position in the material world. So it's not we make no bones about it. That's an American expression. They make no bones about it.
Bones.
What
does it mean?
No bones.
BONES.
Yeah.
Means what does it mean?
It means it's very blunt. No bones about it means like you're giving the straight, unadulterated facts, the real truth of the matter. Make no bones about it. Just an expression. An American would know what you meant. But anyway, we make no bones about it that everything in the material world is nothing good. Everything is bad. Everything is bad means you're still in prison and you're still suffering. You still have a material body that's subject to birth, death, disease, and old age. And you're going, especially in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is described in the 12th canto as an ocean of faults. Like in an ocean of water, if you're you can't avoid the water because you're in an ocean of water. So in Kali Yuga, it's an ocean of faults everywhere. It's trouble, it's problem, it's pain, it's suffering. It's and sometimes as a conditioned soul who still wants some sense gratification, has material desires, even though trying to be a good devotee, trying to make some progress in Krishna consciousness, there's still some leftover tendency it's a very strong tendency in every conditioned soul, but even in the devotees, there can be there'll be some of that left over that which will dissipate, and ultimately disappear in the course of time. But for now, there can still be a feeling that I'm okay. Why do they have to say that everything is bad? Why do those people have to be so extreme? It's not that bad. Nothing good. But that's the fact. That is the fact. If you're that is literally and blatantly and unconditionally the fact of the material life. The main problem with being in material life is I remember in this life, until I met the devotees, you're in ignorance. You're just walking around, and it's like, and that you're just in complete ignorance. You think you're taught from your birth that the purpose of life is to get sense gratification. That's the way you're supposed to be happy. That's the way you can be happy is if you get sense gratification. And there's no, very little, or in many cases, in my case, it was a little tiny knowledge of God, or religion, or religious philosophy. I mean, just growing up in almost any country, you can absorb, even if you come from atheistic background like I did, and if you grow up in a country that's so-called Christian or Muslim or Hindu, you can't help but absorb some kind of religious understanding, a little bit of knowledge of Christian, in my case, Christian philosophy. You hear stories from the Bible, and even if you don't go to church or anything, you hear things, and they're pretty pervasive in human society, even today. And people know something, but by and large, it's not taken very seriously, uh, and not lived. But the devotees, those who you get the benediction of meeting the devotees, and then you have all opportunity. Immediately, the whole spiritual realm is open to you. Before it was closed. Before you didn't know, in ignorance, darkness, but as soon as you meet a great soul, the great devotees of Krishna. It doesn't have to be Prabhupada, it doesn't have to be Radhanath Swami, or it doesn't have to be Jayapataka Swami, or so many of the great souls in ISKCON or in India. It doesn't. It can be any sin. It can be Raghava Kripa out at MIT, or Siddhesh, or Abhidai, or it can be any of us. Any of the devotees out on Harinam, out at a book table, or out at some kind of festival, or definitely out at Rath Yatra. Any sincere devotee, any devotee who's trying their best and really surrendering to Krishna, any devotee is good enough. You don't have to be Narada Muni to connect someone to Krishna. You're connected to Krishna, and anyone who meets you, especially in a preaching situation, will immediately become connected to Krishna. The example is the electric line. You plug something into the wall here, and immediately the power goes into it. Their phone is charged, the light goes on, and the heater goes on, or the fan goes on. Immediately, it's not the plug that's doing it, it's not the wire that's doing it, it's not the, but everything is connected by one wire after another to the generator, the powerhouse. And so as long as you're connected in any organized way, any bona fide way to the electric powerhouse, then the electricity is there. So if anyone is connected in disciplic succession to Krishna, the power, the influence, the transcendental influence of Krishna is there immediately. It's not like, it's immediate. It's a boom. As soon as they don't, and it's not like anyone you meet, not like you meet, like Narada Muni met Megara the hunter, and Megara the hunter was really bad. But just within a few minutes of meeting Narada Muni, he was a great devotee. So it's not like generally, it's probably not going to be like that. Somebody meeting you or me, Narada Muni, of course, was a Shaktivesh avatar, specifically empowered for saving the fallen souls. And Prabhupada, Shaktivesh avatar, specifically empowered for saving the fallen souls. And devotees, as soon as the people in ignorance, as soon as they met Prabhupada, they were transformed. Many were transformed immediately. And many it took weeks or months or years or longer. But Prabhupada's power to transform fallen souls was so strong, so immediate, so powerful, and so many people became who had no idea of Krishna consciousness immediately became wanting to surrender to Krishna, which is, we use the words amazing, wonderful, miraculous. We use words like that normally in conversation in our day-to-day lives. It's a miracle, it's wonderful, it's amazing, it's incredible. But sometimes we should, these words have real meaning, like a miracle. If somebody gives up their Krishna, their sinful life and surrenders to Krishna, it's a miracle. It's like how did that happen? It's impossible. It is impossible, but it's possible because of the being connected to Krishna through the disciplines. So the impossible becomes possible immediately. So yeah, so yeah, but anyway, but material benedictions are not always exactly worthy of being called benedictions. It's kind of pretty much an understatement. In so many places, Prabhupada puts it in much stronger terms. There is no material benediction. Nothing is good. Everything is bad in the material world. But in this case, he in this when he softens it a little. He says material benedictions are not always exactly worthy of being called benedictions. If one possesses more and more, the benediction itself may become a curse. For just as achieving material opulence in this material world requires great strength and endeavor, maintaining it also requires great endeavor. It's not easy to hold on to what you got. It's and so many rich people or famous people, they become prisoners of their fame and wealth. So many rich and famous or movie stars or really popular, powerful people, they can't go out anywhere in public. Because as soon as somebody sees them, run up to them and tell all their friends, "Oh, look who it is," and all their friends will go up to them and say, "Give me your autograph, give me your autograph." And then if they're not in the best mood because they're just a conditioned soul, and they may be like, "Oh, I don't want to give my autograph today." Then they put in the newspaper or on the web, so such and such a famous person, he's really a jerk in real life. He wouldn't give me his autograph. He wouldn't sign an autograph. He's not, maybe he's just having a bad day, or maybe just tired of writing. But you become a prisoner of your fame and your wealth. All the rich people, the famous people, they have to live together in their little enclaves, gated communities. You're in a sense, you become a prisoner of your own family. So so the material benediction, it makes your life easier in the short run, but so many problems come along with it, and so much hard work you have to do just to maintain your position or try to increase your position. It's not good. All the condition, all the soul wants is to be humble, peaceful, tiny, insignificant bit of dust at the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna. That's what the soul wants. And these are not just words that we use, like let me be a particle of dust at your lotus feet. It's what the soul wants. If you're a devotee, is not trying to become or have any position as a great recognized guru or pujari or anything. He may be, but it does. That's not why the goal of his life and everything he does or she does. The goal of life is to just do some little humble service for Krishna. That's all the soul wants. We're all the same in that regard. Every jiva soul is, in essence, everyone is very humble. Everyone feels themselves very small. We don't want to be. We don't have any big desires. We don't have to be rich or famous or anything like that. That's not the desire of the soul. The desire of the soul is to be a tiny, insignificant service. So much so that even Srimati Radharani thinks everyone is serving Krishna except me. And that's a mind blower. But so as spirit soul, we don't need anything, and ultimately we don't even want anything more than just a little bit of humble service. And yeah, I was just thinking about this morning that just in regards to initiation, initiation is a crucial step in pleasing and Krishna, surrendering to Krishna, going back to Godhead. But the spirit is like just one point is the spiritual master doesn't ask you, do you want to be my disciple? You ask the spiritual master, can I be your disciple? He doesn't come up to you and say, will you be my disciple? Everything in Krishna consciousness from beginning to end is just humble, submissive service.
In what context are you making this point? The spiritual master doesn't come to the disciple?
In what context?
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that today, but I was thinking about initiation, and it's so important. And it just occurred to me, it's like in the beginning, Prabhupada didn't ask his followers at 26th Avenue to be his disciples, to take initiation from him, but he explained in so many classes and his purports what it means to be a spiritual master, and what it means to be a disciple. And those who were coming to him, they understood. Oh, a disciple does this and this and this, and a spiritual master is like that. So Swamiji is a spiritual master, and I can be his disciple. It just those things became obvious to his followers, and then Prabhupada then hold an initiation, and but he didn't tell them, ask them individually, do you want to be my disciple? Do you want to be my disciple? But he made it available to them, and they all, not all, but they all asked to be his disciples and came for initiation. To the extent that any new person who was coming, the devotees who had been coming for a while, they told them, oh, Swamiji is giving initiations on, it was Janmashtami on this day, I don't know what day of the week it was, but Swamiji is giving, you want to come and get initiated? And some of the brand new people said, okay. Okay, let's stop there from Glorious to Prabhupada.